Ooh, hi. Well, this is interesting. I honestly have no idea about the audio. Let me multitask a little and tell you on the way, because we still have a lot of things to do, especially what we prepared last episode. So come in and we get right to it. So first things first, audio. I was looking into one of the YouTube videos for reasons, and I realized that the music is a little bit loud. I don't know what it is with the sound, but between the cutting program and how it finally is on YouTube, there seems to be quite a difference for some reason or another. And this won't work. Oh, this could work. Nope, this won't work. Okay, I don't want to damage them. Okay, we're getting the planks. And so I realized the music was way too loud for the whole gameplay. I am sorry for that. I didn't know. And another thing is that I think it's a Primitier thing, and I will be the last person to talk bad about this game. It's not a perfect game by any means, okay? But it's not the worst thing either. How to say it properly without it coming off wrong. It has its own charming problems here and there, and one really seems to be the camera. My first-person view is perfect. I have nothing to worry about. If you want to play this for yourself, no worries. It's like any other VR game, perfectly playable without any problems. In terms of recording, which is a rather unique problem that not many people have, as not many people are recording this game, the first-person camera is not the best at all. You've heard me complain about it a few times. Last time I talked about how I was told that there was a part again in which you could look through the neck. I haven't found the specific scene because I can't always check the whole episode I'm uploading, sadly. Sometimes I wish I could do edits afterwards, but that would mean a whole re-upload of an episode, and I don't want to do that. So yeah, first-person camera for the viewer. What I could try is changing it up. So instead of recording what the screen prints out with the in-game camera, I would see how I could get the VR screen. Wait, this one is still loose, right? No, it's connected, but it's not connected right. Not the worst either. Wait, let me concentrate for... Okay, concentration over. So that's something I can try. So maybe next episode... Uh-oh, what did I... I disconnected something, and it was not this plank. I wish I could see what would be connected and what not. I talked about this, I want this in here. Because now I'm scared that there's something disconnected in here. And one small breeze and it's over. Whoops. Oh well, we have to live with this. So yeah, the camera problem... I just realized this. This was not something I thought about before the recording, or we would already try to see the VR perspective and if it would be different from the point of my lens, or what we would call it, than from the Primitier program itself. Like I'm recording what it prints to my screen, if you so will. Okay, how do we do this? The arm controls are Okay, this is bad, I know. This is bad because I have to be lower. I can't grab beneath my real floor. That's why we misuse OVR toolkit here. So when I talk about weird camera, I don't mean this particular moment, okay? It's the timing of my whole rant is kind of weird in that regard. Just so you know. I mean when we usually walk around the world. Like when I'm on normal height, around here. Oh yeah, we need to get... How much did we lose? That was like what? 4 or 5 in-game days of constant light? That's not too bad for just a light. Not too bad at all. Okay, let's get more roof in. I really hope I have enough planks, by the way. I didn't count whatsoever. We have 4. Oh, I don't think 4 will be enough. We may need to do some shenanigans later. Getting the half ones over there. That's not perfect. But it's something we can work with, right? Oh, 4 will so not be enough. What happened to the rest? That's not these. So where did the rest end up? Oh, I'm stupid. Well, you already know that, but the reason I think I'm stupid right now, I can't do simple math. The floorings is 2 tiles, 1 tree, and each tree gives us 1 of these planks. Of course it's not enough. That's a problem. That's something I didn't account for. What am I going to do now? Oh, scrap. No idea. No idea whatsoever. Okay, what will be the most intelligent way? This here is not the roof per se. This is an attic. This is like an extra... Oh no. Oh no. Oh no, I'm standing on it. I grabbed the wrong thing. Wait, let me correct this. Somehow. Oh. Huh? In all fairness, the game was not meant to be played from this downward perspective. Okay, is this still loose? No, this is This seems to be connected. Not anymore. Okay. Right. I left that one down there. We're crawling. Okay, let's not crawl. And therefore we can continue the sticks, even if it's a little bit complicated to do that. And just have half of the attic. That could mean, by the way, that we could have an indoor staircase up. So all of this here could stay inside. I was thinking about doing like a doorway outside that could lead on a ladder or staircase or whatever down. Which kind of reminds me of the attic of one of the old houses I lived in with my family. I would have done it this way. But, I mean, now we have to change it up a little bit. Or I could cut down more trees for only a few although, wait a second. Wait a damn second. It doesn't matter if it's the plank in between the tree, right? And we've got... Oh, that's my chest. And we've got a lot more same-size planks. Those are the planks that made the walls. But the walls are in the end... How did I chop it? Wall? And then this way. Okay, I do have enough. Oh, wait. Oh my, okay. I will need to rewatch the past few episodes because the biggest piece over there, if you remember right, is a floor piece. Just like the ones we installed. That I cut short because I didn't need it anymore. As, well, it wasn't usable. It was one of these planks too little. Do we have one of these that is still complete? Okay, let's first install this one, so I don't have to care about this plank anymore. And then, because, let me finish this thought. If we can find one more floor plank. Hello? Is it perfect? No, of course it's not. Wait. I will finish my thought in just a second. Oh, okay, that seems good. If we finish one thought at a time, easy. If we find one more floor plank, we can cut that thing up. Because it doesn't matter if we just have the middle piece or if we have well, more of this thing. We can't use the wall pieces, and those are more wall pieces. We can't use that because it's way too short. Unless we really want to do only a part of the attic over the window and have the staircase here. On one hand, I want to let you decide if we have an in-house or outside staircase up here. But on the other hand, that will age poorly, and in about, well, just a week or so, it wouldn't matter too much because my decision will be made by the comments anyway. And you in the future, right now. It will just be disappointing to know that you're left out. So I will have to decide myself and let everyone else out. Well. First of all, making that decision, I will have to see. Oh, that's bad. Remember when I originally said I don't want to carry heavy stuff up there because the floor is so thin? Yeah, this is a bad idea. I'm all of bad ideas. Okay. I like the dark side because the contrast helps me to visualize. Let's lay it down as safe as we can. Okay. Now, let's push it up here, and that will be our length. It's not perfectly even. Okay, it's not really looking over the window too much. It would be so much better if the plank would go, I don't know, up here, maybe a little bit over this thing. Even if it would go over that way. This length about. So that's kind of missing here. I like those laser pointers. And then we could have the spiraling staircase or something. I don't know. So what if we find one of those floor pieces and cut that thing up, but about the right amount? And the right amount would be something that's not too long. This looks about fine. I think I will turn off the light inside the house, which usually is nice for nighttime, but I want to have this rewarding effect once the house is complete. Oh no, it's connected to the ground, isn't it? Okay, yeah, this is the perfect length. So we find another floor piece and hold this up against, so we could cut it around this part. Yep. Oh great. Can I just throw it down without risking anything? That's my doorway, so of course I can't. Oh, let's get away from here as quick as possible. Okay, I'm gonna leave this thing here as a reminder. And let's go for a hunt. Okay, those are random logs I had to get out of the way for the big pieces, and there's something laying around. If I remember right, there was one floor piece. Is it this? That looks to be a floor piece. That is a perfect floor piece. Okay, we've got it. Of course I didn't bring a bearing. What do you think? I'm an expert in this game? I've played this around... what is it now? 40 episodes? I could be way off. Having two series simultaneously kinda messes in my head with what the episode counter is. Because, and I'm sad about that, I just finished, Once I Got a Manager, I had to try so hard to not say quest, and it's so hard to do because that name is burned into my mind. Anyway, yeah. So, I still have the feeling of where I am in terms of episodes, but then again, I kind of don't care because the number is to showcase where we are, so you can identify two different episodes. But it's more like the whole journey I'm on right now. It's not like, oh man, I do really need that number 50 episode right now. It's more like, hey, next day, next episode, let's go. You know? Alright. Alright. Speaking of ongoing series, here and there I try to focus on what I could do better with recording and everything. I don't want to do this on an incline here. So can we get this closer to the house? Without ramming the house? Okay. So I try to get better here and there. The problem is, I kinda can't. Do you know this feeling when you know something is either bad or just okay, and you absolutely know that this is the case, but you have no idea how to make it better? Like, this is not the worst. I would actually argue I am quite entertaining, at least for myself, and that's the whole goal I had in mind here. But in comparison to others, I still wonder what are they doing different? Or when I catch it, like, how are YouTubers able to talk the whole length? Like, I saw the last episode, like the one that came before this one. And I know there are sometimes moments, well, mostly when I concentrate, so it's kind of a given, but there are moments when I'm just quiet because I can't think of a topic right now. And they just talk and talk and talk, and they always come up with a topic. How do people do that? Maybe I'm just too silent in usual day-to-day life and that carries over into the recordings? Huh. Which means I have been more talkative at a point. Oh man. Hey, that means I will become more talkative if I keep this going. Well, we will see some character improvement here. Do we want to give ourselves a little bit more wiggle room around this mark? Don't come too far off from the measurements, I guess. Okay, this cut could be the worst idea in history. You know what? I usually don't want to do it, but if this turns out to be one of the worst things I ever did here... Problem? What? What size are we actually? 7 megabyte. Hey, that's not too much. I'm constantly fearing the save file to go up. Then no one is really sure what that thing is about, and it will take... I merely touched it, and it will take an eternity to really bloat it up. So I don't really have to be that scared about it. Okay, in theory, that is a perfect floor tile, which means it has the same width as every other piece up there. So let's do it. I really hope the hole is not a problem. But that means I can have something nice at the backside. Yeah, I'm sure about this. Just not how about I cut this thing? Oh, well, like this, I guess. Well, before I cut further. To cut the short, we're getting up here. And try it out directly. By getting here, getting low down, getting even more low down. Puzzling it together. Like this? Nope. Not quite like this. More like... oh shit. I can't see. Okay. Okay, the moments I'm concentrating is a given when I go quiet. And I think a lot of people do that. So, okay. We have around this part. Which is a lot, which is quite a lot. You know what? I shouldn't care too much about that, because we're gonna keep that thing around. Here. Yeah, perfect. Whoop. We're gonna keep that thing around because we now cut up this thing. Oops, I'm flying. We're cutting up this thing and placing down all the things we need, okay? Up until the wall. And once that is done, we will have this whole space open. And with that space open, we will see how many tiles do we actually need that are not here. Is this the perfect width? Or do I need less? And that's where this piece comes in, because this is the perfect opposite to what we have there, which means we can plank by plank add in here, even from the other side to this side, because, well, they are just as far as the floor. So... that's what we do. Now we need, we just continue on with these here, okay? Not with these on the other side. Oh, that's cool. Oh, I can't even finish one thought here. Okay, look at that. If we run a wire alongside this log and up to the side, we have a connection point to the roof, which means we can actually have solar panels. Oh, I'm looking down way too much again. Sorry. So if we run a wire across this piece here, and then to the side, we have a connection line to the attic. And from the attic, we can have a connection line to somewhere else. I guess to the side there, and then up. And then we have the roof point, on which we can have angled solar panels, which are, well, more on this side, I guess, because the sun is on that side mostly, and we don't have any real-life rotations going on. So that means on this side, they would just on daytime get the sun, which is actually turning out better than I could have calculated. This is by sheer luck that we have a specific soul, and it's the same size it's the same side we can see from the other base thing. So we can actually think about keeping that and just looking over here with a cool solar roof. We will need a lot of solar panels, but that's where that comes in. I have a few ideas for a very, very quick and easy harbor where we can build our first real boat. Pause. Slow and easy. Not 5 projects ahead. Let's continue with this thing. Look at the timer, see how... Oh, I can't really do that much this episode. Okay, let's get plank after plank after plank now. Wait, wasn't that No, the last episode was tree after tree after tree. Now I'm thinking about doing a funny and calling this one plank after plank after plank. But how many people will get the joke? Because not everyone is watching up until this point. And will I even remember in cutting? Sometimes I come up with a cool title or decision during a gameplay, and then I go into episode cutting and I'm like, well, coming up with another idea, completely forgotten what I initially wanted to do. Just like when I jump off the roof and forget that the next thing I wanted to do is not cutting up these things, but actually collecting these. Oh man. With the brain of a goldfish. Which is a myth, or is not a myth, or then again, you can trust anything these days. It's just like the spinach is full of iron, healthy for you. Apparently just a rumor as well. Well, I can't tell with these things. I'm still saying some of those, but you always want to fact check your own stuff. Don't trust anyone, not even me. In an age where every information is widely available, well, what do we really know? Well, you can quickly get, what's it called? What's it called when you're all panicky about what's real and what not? Paranoid. You can quickly get paranoid about this, but then again, it's only just being careful, not being scared. Ooh, scared like this. Okay, we will need to repair once this is done. Okay. Oh, I'm so happy when the roofing is done. Also, I'm kind of scared using the get up, get down on the roof because I use trigger as part of my keybind. Trackpad and trigger I set up. And if you remember right, trigger is, depending on the context, connecting or disconnecting stuff. So if I do a mistake and wanting to go down with my body, and my hand is pointing down to one of these planks, for example, I could quickly and accidentally disconnect them. Speaking of, can you just connect non-diagonally, please? Oh my god. Oh, that's why perspective matters. Okay, let's just lay it down. Easy peasy. More to the side. Nope. Okay, this is getting complicated. Nope. It's diagonally again. It's not snapped correctly, but it's okay. It's okay. Could be better. It's okay. Next one. Can we finish this episode? Well, we would get a little bit into overtime. We will get into kind of want to, because I want to make progress in an episode. It's about 30 though. That's one of the things as well. I could do it however I want, but this channel is kind of 50% for myself. You know, to get something to do. No, to get some regulations. No. But how to say that? How to say that in English? How to do words? To help my life out a little bit self-therapeutic. I can't talk. So 50% of my job just gone. And 50% it's actually for others as well, because I kind of do it the same way as the videos I like. And therefore I hope people who appreciate kind of the same stuff as I do will have, well, more of the good stuff with me providing it. But I kind of want to do this right, because it is for the enjoyment of the people as well. So it would be a win-win for everyone, you see. I will get my good schedule going, some good responsibility in this case, and you guys get a fun moment to just lean back, enjoy life, and maybe rant about what the weird cowboy is doing on the internet again. Speaking of weird cowboy, I presented you with a model of I nearly said Eli, that's wrong. With a model of T. But I haven't talked about that the character so much yet. Well, it's about to come. I don't think it's really the time or the moment to do that currently, because I'm kind of still working on it. Not really story-wise or anything, but on the whole layout and stuff. Maybe with a nice introduction video for YouTube as well. Once I've got some free time in the schedule that is not going up for now would be the perfect time to do this, because my last series just ended. My latest series in Monster Girl Manager. Sadly, I'm gonna miss that project with uploading and everything. I can come back to the game whenever I want, but you know, uploading is something different. I had the same feeling about the Goats Cafe and Cassette Bees, and now yet again. And one of these days, I will have the same feelings about Primitier. We have so much stuff to do, so much stuff to build. That will take quite a while. But one day, it won't be gone. It will just be finished. After a while, you've done everything. What else will be there to build? One or multiple houses, the boat, maybe even an aircraft, which I currently would be very scared about. I mean, since it will be part of the same series, if there is a video outside along a video of where I made an aircraft, I just say, hey T, I am very proud of that future you that you are. Until then though, I would just say as scared about these contraptions, because we've seen how I deal with fine work in this game. And I don't want to see myself rage quitting on a flying machine. Maybe you won't. You sadistic little V-way, you. So, how hard can it be? I mean, someone else made a perfect manual, more or less, on how to do it. So, all that's left for me is just to pick that up, make my own little changes to the whole design, and continue from there. I would say nautics is more where I'm an expert in this game. Which is ironic, because I usually don't have anything to do with nautics at all. Like, what's on the sea? Just say it's on the sea. Not that I'm... Oh, that is way too deep. Whoops. What's the phobia called again? Not that I am thalassophobic? Just don't really care about real life boats and ships and whatnot. It's not really one of my interests. Hello, I want to connect this to the ground, or at least disconnect it. That's why I don't like trigger. But you only have the thumbs down on this hand. On the other hand, I have to use trigger. What happened? I don't care. It worked out. actually should be enough. You know the funny part? I really do this whole Let's Play thing on my own terms. Just 5 minutes ago. Yeah, just 5 minutes ago actually. I said like, yeah, I can't continue this episode. And look where we are. Okay, those 2 planks. I'm not jumping off this roof again. No, I can't see past my hand. And it's really hard to do this at night. Maybe I go back on my light decision and install the light again, because that was quite helpful. Ooh. Ooh, that's perfect. That's smooth. Is it smooth? It is smooth. Oh, perfect. Okay, it's really hard to see with the big number at night. Ah. First try? Nope, of course not first try. Actually, this should be way easier. See? Yeah, that's first try. Okay. Let's look around. How do I get out of here? Okay, camera. First person. Oh, that's where we started. I like how the camera stays in place right there. Hello. I'm on the internet. What do you call that? Oh, it started. Okay, you know what? Give me a moment. There we go. Nope. I'm already down here. Oh, there's nothing to repair apparently. Didn't I damage one of those? Or did I already repair that? I actually don't know. So, where's the... Oh, there. Oh my god, I look scary. I tell you, if I could use my foot trackers, I would. It's kind of weird being used to having lag freedom in VR chat and now it's moving here around. Well, only a few more planks and we're done. So the next big step to this would be the staircase. And of all the projects I was scared about in this house, it was the windows and the staircase upstairs. Because, well... Where is it? Here. You see what... You know what? This is a very bad perspective to show. Here... The perspective is even worse from this angle. Do you see that? Why do we have such an angle? Why don't I have it stupid down more? That's easy, because I wouldn't be able to walk up. If the incline is too much, I won't be able to walk up at all. I would stop, and as soon as I stop moving, I would slide down. The only way to get up would be with enough acceleration, which would slow down the higher I go. And this problem gets lesser and lesser the less incline we have, until we are kind of parallel to what we have there, where I can be at any point of this ramp and have no problem going further up or down or sideways. This is a good angle. I would feel if I make this even a little bit steeper, it won't work. So in terms of this game is not perfect. It is such a good start, but there are a few systems I'm worried about. The first one is the climbing, because while a few other VR titles have it kind of figured out, thinking about Boneworks and Labs where getting on top of a ledge is possible, but still a pain in the wherever you think it's a pain. I just wish it would be a similar system here, where you can actually grab a ledge and pull your own body over it. But here, nah, we can't pull our legs over anything. We have to walk something up. Or have some weird jumping going on, but there's no way to pull yourself over a ledge. And speaking of pulling, it's realistic, okay? Don't get me wrong. I don't think it should be changed, even if I complain about it right now. I think that's a good thing about this game, where when you grab something with only one hand, you will slide down with gravity. You can't pull yourself up by just one hand. It's when you want to climb something like this, or when you have a ladder or something, it is a pain. But then again, I'm using ladders wrong, because ladders have these pieces on which you can stand. So using a ladder would be pulling myself up on that ledge thing, and then pulling myself to the next one. That's how I should use a ladder. So that will make sense. It wouldn't be this... what is it called? Monkey wall climbing that you will be used to, but it would still work in a ladder way. That would work, but without the ladder, yeah, no. Which would mean we just have to build a ladder. So that's why I say, okay, it's not really quality of life, but it is a good system. And, well... Why am I talking about that? Oh, yeah, right, that whole topic. Because I don't know how to do it indoors. You've seen it outside now. Whoops. Can't even get into... See? Here we have the same problem. It's hard to get over this. I have to rebuild this and make it smoother. Somehow. Don't ask me how. And here we will have the same problem. Because we will have, I would say, maybe a 2... If it doesn't work, a 3-way stairs, which has a platform around, well, I'm thinking about the, which has a platform around here, that we will go to from the side, and from there up. That will work. If that's too steep, as we've seen outside, it can't be too steep, or it just doesn't work at all, and I want an easy way to get up. We will have to do a 3-way, which means it comes down from the roof to a high platform, on which it comes down to the side on a lower platform, and, well, instead the ground. And from here, it comes down kind of in the middle of the room. So in a U form, if you look from above. That could work. That wouldn't be too much of an incline. I just don't know how it will look. Of course, we can't do, sadly enough, we can't do those steps for a staircase, because there's no way to, and I don't want to jump every single step, so excuse me if I don't want to build that. We will have something like a ramp, an encased ramp, so it actually kind of looks like a, well, an actual ramp, I would say. We have just wheelchair access for the roof, so we can push everyone in a wheelchair off the roof. Well, I mean, so we can show people around. Well, that's the plan so far. Why did I talk about my plan for, oh my god, so long? I'm sorry. Okay, now that I'm done eating off your ears, I am out and I see you next time. Tea out. Bye bye.